Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome back to Java Learning Hub for ICSE. Today we are going to learn about the most frequently asked question for me about the difference between Java and Python. Today we are going to see this, what is Java and what is Python, and in detail about when to use what. So let's begin our class. Hope you will enjoy it. So the most popular programming languages are this, and both are very helpful in their own ways. So let's begin now. So what is Java? Java is one sec. Okay, everyone join soon. Okay. Now let us see our comparison between two popular programming languages. First, let us see about a Java. It is nothing but it is an high-level, object-oriented, compiled programming language. So we can say that it is an object-based programming language which was developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystem. Earlier, the name which was given to it was Oak, and later on it is renamed as Java in 1995. So we know that the language, the logo of Java is a coffee cup. It has been said that Mr. Gosling was taking a coffee at that time when he did that, and there was an oak tree in front of his window. That's the reason he gave the language name as Oak. Later on, it was renamed because his associates said him that there is one thing which already exists with that name. Now, so it's very popular language as of now. So it follows a principle called as WORA, W-O-R-A, which means we can write the language programming code once or program. In other words, we see it as an application as well, and we can run anywhere. You can write the language at one particular place and you can run that application anywhere. So how we can do it? We can do it with the help of JVM. JVM is nothing but it is a Java virtual machine. Now, let us see about the Python or Python. As I have said you that Java is a compiled language. So here Python is nothing but it is an interpreted language. It has simple language. And why do we use it? We use it in artificial intelligence and scripting the codes. So we can say that Python is nothing but it's a high level interpreted dynamically typed programming language which is created by Udo van Rossum, and we can say that Python is very simple and readable syntax. Means by seeing the syntax you can make out that it is usually a language which can be read easily. Now, so let us see some differences between the compiler and interpreter. As I have given you that Java is a compiler language, compiler come interpreted language, whereas interpreter is an Python language is an interpreter. Now, so let us see what a compiler is. It will translate the entire program, whatever the code you wrote, a number of lines what you have written. It will take up all the complete code as at once, and it will transform it into binary code or binary format, that is zeros and ones. We call it as in bytecode before it go for its running or execution. So it happens in build setup step using. We have a JC is a Java compiler. With the help of that, it is your source code, the code what we write is, and the program is called as source code. So that source code will be converted into binary formats called as bytecode. Now, when we are talking about interpreter, or we say the Python language, as it uses an interpreter, what it does is it will translate and execute the code line by line at runtime. Runtime is nothing but it is an execution time. So there are typically no manual build setup for the developers. It is done whenever the execution is taking place. Now let us see about the next one. So we can say that the syntax, I hope you all are understanding. I think if you have any queries, please do message me so that I can clarify your doubts. Now let us see the syntax differences of a Java. It is actually a complex, and Java is, we know that it is a case sensitive language. Case sensitive language means it has to follow the protocol, as where it has to use capital letters it has to use the same, where it has to use the small alphabets it has to use the same alphabets. Even if you forget to write the semicolon as a statement terminator or closing of the statement, then also it will give you as an error. Now the requirements. Let us see the requirements. So the requirements which are needed whenever we are using the syntax of Java is, we need a class and followed by the main method. So here when we are talking about a class, it is followed by access specifiers, which are 3 in number. We say 4 but we use 3 here: public, private and protect. So when we are talking about public access specifier, its accessibility or scope is global. Means by default, if you are not giving any access specifier before your keyword class, it is public in nature. Then we will write a keyword called as class, which follows the syntax, then name of the class. So whenever we are giving the name of the class, it can be any name, one word statement. But whenever you are using more than one word, make sure that the first alphabet of the word has to be in capital letters and don't give any spaces in between the words. If you got it somewhere, then use underscore. Then open braces we use, followed by the main method we have to write. In few of the programs we don't use this in the beginning, but normally we use the main method in Java programs. Public access specifier, static is a keyword, void, no return type, then main is the main method name. Then we are going to use string arguments. Whenever we are talking about this string arguments, it can be written in 2 ways. It is one way, whereas other way when we are writing this, we can give this in 2 ways. So I am just using a comment lines here so that it won't get wrong. So these are the 2 ways how we can write the arguments, because everything what we write will be saved as an arguments in string, and it will be in the string format. Insertion and deletion of values usually takes place with the help of system.out.print or system.out.println statements, and the message what we want to give will be encoded in double quotations. And as we know that we have to terminate or close or stop it with, end it with semicolon. So this is the semicolon. As we have started the main, first we have to close the main, then we have to close the class. This is the way how we do it. Now let us see, I hope you all have understood about the Java. Now let us see about the Python. It is nothing but it is a simple and readable language. Means by seeing or reading the text you will be able to understand what is there in it. Now, so we say that Python syntax is very simple and clean as it can be understood by the person who is reading it. And we need not use any semicolon here. And we no need to use class or main methods. We can just use the print statement instead of SOPLN. We can use print and the message followed it within double quotations and no need of giving the semicolon. That's the reason it is very simple. Now let us see about the examples of both the languages. Now see here, as I am using the scanner object is required for me here for entering the values. So I am using a keyword called import here, which is used for importing the packages in my program, followed by java.util. Util is nothing but it is a utility package which has a class called as scanner. If in case I don't remember any exact class or I may not know it, then we can use it with the help of an asterisk symbol, that odd star in your normal language, which implies or which says that all the packages, all the classes which are related to utility packages are present in it. So we need not worry about the specific class. Then what we are writing here, then we have to write about the class with access specifier. If you don't, it is public. When we are talking about, I have already posted one video on access specifiers in my group. If you want to know about that, please go through my videos. You will find the access specifier details there. And then here we are using a class add because I am going to do the addition. So whenever we are giving the name of the class, you just give the name in such a way that by seeing the name, we will be able to see what we are going to do in the program. Then as usual, we are starting the class here. Then we are writing the main with public static void main. Then we are taking string as an arguments. And then we are starting the main. Then we have to create the scanner object, because with the help of this scanner object, we are going to enter the values in the program. So here what we are doing, scanner is a class here and SC is an object or variable name which we are going to create with the help of new. Here new is nothing but it is an operator and it is also a keyword. So when we are talking about the new and all means complete alphabets, what we are going to use must be in small letters. Then the scanner name, scanner class, followed by system.in. Here the system.in indicates that we are going to enter the values with the help of keyboard. That's the reason we use it as system.in. Then we have to enter the values of the variables. So here what I am doing is, we are using two variables as a and b of data type int. Please you can refer data types video is also available in my channel. You can check that. So here what I have to do is, I have to use this SC scanner object followed by a scanner method called as nextInt because I am using an integer, and followed by this opening and closing brackets of methods. This is a common bracket which is used for method. And do remember that Whenever we are using the method, first letter must be completely written in small alphabet, whereas the second word first letter must be in capital letters. It is compulsory and mandatory because it is case sensitive. You need to follow the syntax. Then I am taking the next variable name is b, which is again I am using scanner sc dot next int method. Again, what I am going to do is the code is very simple that I am going to add a plus b here. So with the help of SOPLN statement, I am writing a plus b, or else I can write here instead of this. There is an alternative that what I will be doing here is c equals to a plus b. Then instead of printing a plus b here, I can write SOPLN of c. Don't write short forms in the code, please. Semicolon. This is also possible. Then we are closing the main and closing the class. So you have seen that this is the code. We are just what we are doing. We are taking two variables, we are adding two values in it, and then we are doing the addition of those values and displaying it onto our screen. So for doing that, we need to use 8-9 lines of code here. Whereas when we are doing this with the Python or Python, it is very simple. What we have to do here, we are using a variable a and its data type is integer. So what I am doing here, I am using input, means I am going to insert. If for inserting the values, I am using a method called as input in the brackets. Then second variable b, same integer type, and I am using a method called as input. Then I have to print a plus b because I am doing the addition as it is the same as we can use it in C and print C. So you can see that in Python it is taking very less number of lines when compared with Java. Right? Now let us see. I hope you all are following me and you are understanding. Now let us see some similarities. Though the code by seeing the syntax and examples we have come to know, but still there are a few similarities which we have. So now let us see the similarities. Both are high-level programming languages, as we know that we have structure-oriented programming language, procedure-oriented programming language, and high-level programming language, which is human-readable languages. So both of the languages are high-level programming languages, and both supports OOP concept, that is, both are object-based programming. Everything will become made up and is converted to an object, and both are used for web development and software development. Right now, both of them has large community support, which means that a lot of people use this language, and it is very friendly and it has been accepted by the people. So both the languages are very accepted by the community. Then both are platform independent language. So means what? It means that the code is written at one place and it can be executed at some other place. The speciality of Java is platform independence, and Python also is an platform independent language. Java via JVM, we say it acquired the independence, whereas Python, because it is an interpreted language, right? Line of code one after the other. So because of this, it is an independent language. Let us see. I hope you all are following what I am saying, and let us see about some differences. Before we go for the differences, please do visit my website, do visit my channel, like, share, and subscribe for more videos. So that, and please comments if you have any doubts so that we can be rectified. Please share the videos. Now please let us see about the differences. So first let us see the features. What we are going to see, we are going to see the typing, syntax, speed, learning, code length and use of both Java as well as Python. Now let us see about the type. So as we know that Java is a compiler cum interpreted language. So in short, it is a compiled language. Python is an interpreted language. Code is checked line by line. Code is checked at once in compiled. Now typing, static typing. Static typing means what? Whenever we are going to type anything, when the coding is done, then we will call it as static typing. Whereas when we are talking about Python, we use dynamic typing. The typing is done at the time of execution. That is in dynamic typing. Now, whereas when we talk about the syntax of Java language, we say that Java syntax is a bit complex when compared with Python. As you have seen the examples few minutes back, that the tedious length lines of codes is more in Java when compared with Python. Whereas Python is very simple. By seeing the code, by reading the name of the method, we can find out what we are going to do that. Then learning, when if you can, it's not that harder when we learn Java, but still when comparatively with the Python, it is a bit hard. Now, so we say that when we are talking about the learning, so learning of Java is a bit more when compared with the harder when compared with the Python. Code length, when we see Java has more number of lines, whereas Python has less number of lines. Now, let us see about the users. So when we are talking about Java, we use it at enterprise applications and Android based applications. Whereas when we are talking about Python, it is artificial intelligence or AI, data science and scripting language. It is useful in all the different languages. Now, when we are talking about let us see about the next concepts, that is the most important and asked question, which one is better language? So let us see which language to be chosen, right? Now, so when we are talking about which language is good, let us see it. So we can say that we don't have any single language which is better language, and it usually depends on the user goal. So when to use Java and when to choose Python. Say for an example, if you want to build an Android apps or applications, you can opt Java. And if you are interested in enterprise softwares, choose Java. If you want high performance and measurability or scalability of the code, use Java. So these are the three ways how we can use the Java. Android applications, enterprise softwares, and high performance and scalabilities. So these are the different ways where you can use the Java. Now, next it is Python. So as a beginner, you can opt for Python language because its syntax is very easy. You can easily learn this. And the other thing is, if suppose you want to work with AI, machine learning, and data science means AI, artificial intelligence is nothing but it is machine language. And when you're working with data science also, you can work with Python. And whenever you have the intensity to work, use a simple code or fast development of the code. That time also you can prefer Python. So we cannot say that which one is better, but depending on your usage, which language, at what scenario you are going to use the language, based on that you can choose the language. Now let us see about the conclusion. So we say that the conclusion is Python language is for the person who is entering into the programming at once for the first time and who wants to have a quick development experience or who has to develop things. Beginners can use the Python language, whereas Java is best for large scale performance based applications, enterprise applications, where one has, because Java is not very simple, it is very lengthy and tedious language. So we cannot say that it is tedious because it is quite an interesting language, but we can say that if you want to learn the language, then choose Java. But for a beginner, if you are entering the coding, if you are a beginner at first, then choose Python. Once you are well versed with it, you can opt for the Java. I hope you all might have understood or you might have got an idea about the language. And if you have any doubts, please clarify them. Okay, if you still have any doubts, you can leave the comments. I will reply them. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. चल रहा डालना है कुछ
चल रहा है क्यों नहीं
मैं देखूं क्या चल रहा
तो कोई ये कर सकते हैं माइक ऑन भी रखे ना आप ये बंद कर देना तो माइक ऑन है कंप्यूटर का वो निकाल दिया हमने तो तुम रिकॉर्ड नहीं होती हो इफ ऑन करे ना माइक चालू होता हाँ हाँ